There's some music here. Hey, we're back. We had a little mini summer vacation here, and we got the guys back. We got real life superhero in the house, Terrence. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I am very good. I'm going to be muting myself a lot because I got this damn not a cold, cough. Had a cough for the last month or so. So I don't know what's going on, fellas, but I'm going to try and make sure I keep this show top-notch quality. So you don't hear from me, I'm probably just hacking my lungs up off to the side.
Only if Disney would say the same thing.
We're gonna two things. We're gonna who you're arguing Morbius, so we gotta hope you can get your case together versus Rob later against to argue who should get the sequel, Morbius or Madam Web. And rest in peace to your TV, man. We saw that.
Woo!
Yeah, I've been there. Like Zoe was 2 years old, had my iPad, the only iPad I had. The power ran out. She went just like this. I saw it all in slow motion. Raised it over her head, tossed it on the ground, and the screen pulverized. Like it was never the same after that. And I remember my wife grabbed my daughter and ran her out the room like I was going to speak. I was just stunned. I was stunned. I was playing the game. I looked and I saw it happen. So I sympathize with your pain there.
Yeah, I think we all do. Anybody that's going through toddler stage knows.
Anything and everything can happen.
Yeah, I actually thought it was more funny than anything. That's why I posted it, just because. Fortunately, that's one of the cheap TCL Roku TVs that we bought for our trailer down at the shore. So, and he just threw this. My wife said he threw this little hollow plastic horseshoe, and yeah. So I picked this thing up when I met up with him last night after work. And I'm just like, the kid's got a hell of an arm because this thing is nothing. So I'm like, I'm gonna have a baseball player on my hands. So it'll be cheap to replace, not $100 or like $125. I felt like spending, but it's not anything now. It'd have been one of my 65-inch OLEDs. Now you'd see a few teardrops, but we can handle it.
That's what happened to me. I got the dinosaur to the OLED.
Man.
He hit him with the T-Rex.
Man.
Mike, how are you, sir? How was life after school?
Mighty fine, sir. Mighty fine. Just relaxing. You mentioned school, but I just got accepted to Fayetteville State. I'm going to finish my bachelor's degree starting in the fall.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I'm enjoying this summer off. I ain't doing no studying, just reading comic books and playing video games.
That's the dream. That's the dream. Enjoy the summer. I mean that. I had a summer off about 9 years, seven. It's the first summer off since I was in my teens. It was great. I was laid off at the time. It was a wonderful summer. Rob, glad to see you. Also, what's going on, sir?
Oh, not much. Happy to be back.
And you just bought a car?
Yeah, that was the delivery I was waiting for.
Oh,
I had to sign some paperwork and then drive it around the block a couple times, make sure it all ran well before I signed off on it completely.
It's that post office money right there. You get cars
right
to your house and
delivered to you.
Right.
On a Friday night. Who does that?
Right. I wasn't even sure I wanted it. I just tested it out, man.
I just saw it and I was like, you know what? Let's I got 7 days before I can send it.
Yeah, you're added on to the post office money there. I saw it. What the hell?
Is that where all my missing Christmas cards went?
my secret fund.
Yeah, right? the stamp slush funds right there. Jay, what's going on, sir?
Oh, not man. I'm just mourning the death of my beloved. That's all.
Yeah. Who? Wait, what happened with you? Oh, your computer?
Nah, man. Star Wars, bro.
Well, you know what? Since we're on the topic,
more than my loss, man.
Hold on, we're gonna get the transcript ready, and we're gonna have you lead off. You're gonna have you and Robert actually. Terrence, I don't know if you replied. Are you watching Acolyte?
Nah, I'm good.
All right, Jay, it's all yours. Let's talk about it.
Man, I don't know what is on Disney's mind. Like, I don't know if they're just sitting in the meeting saying, like, what do the fans want? Let's just do the opposite of that. And then they're running. And the thing cost $180 million. And it's a piece of shit.
It looks like shit. It looks so bad. It's
terrible. I've seen cosplayers with better costumes. The lighting is terrible. Like, the cinematography is crap. The writing is terrible. Like, the writing is like, nuh-uh. Yes, you did. Nuh-uh, you did it. Like, it's terrible. Like, it's just terrible on all levels.
And they contradict themselves all the damn time, too.
All the time. A Jedi can't be killed by a sword or a blade. And then the motherfucker gets killed by a little butter knife in the chest. Trinity gets killed with a little kunai.
We had the last two Jedis that we saw get stabbed straight through their torso with a lightsaber, and they survived.
With a lightsaber.
Trinity gets hit with a butter knife, and she dies.
And she dies.
So talk some more about it. Like, what is this show about? Because I'm going to live through you. I'm not going to watch it.
All right, I'll start. Maybe Rob will put it a little more eloquently. So it's revolving around these two twins and their coven of lesbian witch mothers who were able to impregnate themselves with the Force, which is no longer the Force. It's called the Thread. And and the Jedi are apparently like they're like this Gestapo force who just like steal babies now, and like it's the wildest. Like it's Star Wars and it's Star Wars in name only. It's like, and I'm not being hyperbolic. It's literally like a coven of lesbian witches who can like impregnate themselves with the Force, and now like apparently fire can burn the space. And like there's all types of wildness that just does not make sense going on.
Yeah, they're essentially taking away the immaculate conception of Anakin Skywalker. Yeah. Saying, oh, like we're like 100 years ago, we were doing that before that was popular.
We made twins with it.
That was my question. Like, when is the time setting for this? Like, when is this?
Like 100 years before the prequels. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And apparently, like the witches, like their little Wiccan dance, like revolves around throwing Hadoukens in the middle of it and like singing these weird. So like, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
I heard a clip of some of the chanting, and it's very cringy.
it's
very kumbaya in the middle of the forest.
The power of two, the power of many. And then, like
he's not terrible. Even that far off. That's what it sounds like.
It's so bad.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that Boba Fett is a master, is a classic compared to this.
It is. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in Star Wars. Like, I'd rather watch the holiday special. It's bad. So it's like, I guess it's like a murder mystery. Well, it can't be a murder mystery because like they revealed everything in the third episode, so there's like no more mystery. But they were trying to figure out who was like murdering these Jedis, right? Mm-hmm. And they were saying that this girl with braids, this little black girl with braids. Oh, you're the one who did it. But apparently it was her twin that they told us it was a twin in the third episode. And they haven't seen each other in like 10 years, but they still have the same hairstyle. Like they're still like, and apparently they didn't look like identical twins when they were little, but now they do. I don't know.
Who's the writer for this? Is this some what has he done?
It's Epstein's. It's Epstein's former personal assistant.
Weinstein's.
It was Weinstein. Yeah,
it's Harvey Weinstein's former assistant, who is now
a different pervert.
Yeah, a different pervert. Similar names, same proclivities.
Oh man. Okay. So I don't know if I have any more questions with that. Mike, you got anything? I know you're not early a Star Wars guy. Terrence?
I'm not Star Wars guy no more.
Man, I'm not going to watch it, but these reviews are hilarious.
Right. It's crazy. It's just, like, you can't even describe how bad it is. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. I won't have any problems getting through like Star Trek Discovery the first season now. Like, I'm going to go and watch it now. Like the Klingons with the bald head Klingons are beautiful compared to what I've seen.
Wow.
I won't have any complaints on Star Trek Discovery now. None.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
it's basically a show written by people who don't know anything about Star Wars and don't care what they do with Star Wars. They've added a bunch of shit that doesn't make sense, like physically impossible to have a lightsaber whip. It just can't happen.
What?
Right?
Yeah, you can't have a heated plasma that moves like that. And then I can see the fact that they're trying to, take a different perspective on the Jedi and the Force, but calling it the thread and telling them you can't use it in certain ways, but then using it the exact same way as the Jedi do anyway.
Right after they say it.
It's so
you
full
can't
of
use it
contradictions.
against people.
Yeah, exactly. There's this one line I heard, and it's what Trinity said, is like, you can't stop us from taking children and training them with your permission, though. Like, well, which one is it? You're going to threaten them or are you going to ask for it?
Right. And then both the kids are like way older than they should have been to be trained.
Oh, yeah. Way older than
Anakin was like, he was like 8 and the chosen one, and the council was like, no, we're not going to train him. He's too old. These kids were like 10 and not the chosen one. And they were like, yeah, we're just going to take you and train you.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to go back to that. Mike, what did you say?
I had a question, but I don't remember what I just said. My only question was, someone asked about the writers. Wasn't Jon Favreau attached to this early Star Wars?
Nah, not this one. I think he bounced. Yeah, I think he was like, I'm out. He was like that meme, fuck that shit, I'm out.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, this one is a little more hints of Filoni, but I don't think he was involved either.
I think he had more to do with it than we might think. Well, I think they're trying to blame him for it, though. Because where they at now on Rotten Tomatoes, they're at like 15% audience score. It's like, it's so low they can't blame it on review bombing now. It's like,
especially
it's so
after
low.
that third episode,
right?
So
you got articles in major publications talking about how bad it is.
Let me ask you a question. Like, what is the point of like? I don't know if you guys have an answer, but just speculate. Like, what is the purpose of getting writers to write something that aren't referencing like canon material? Like what is the point?
I think they have an issue with the originals. I don't know. Like they keep saying that they want to break away from George Lucas's vision, and they're doing it.
But why is that? What is wrong with it? What's wrong with the vision they want to break free?
I don't know. They keep saying one of the things they keep saying. I kind of want to tread lightly because you could come off sounding like a misogynist if you say it wrong. Mm-hmm. But they keep saying that like women need a voice in Star Wars. But it shows how little they know about Star Wars because George Lucas's wife was all over the original trilogy. Like Star Wars wouldn't have been as good as it was. She was his editor,
wasn't she?
Yeah, she like made Star Wars good. Like if it wasn't for her, like a lot of the editing, a lot of the style that we come to love with Star Wars is because of her. So when they say that, and George Lucas acknowledges it, it's not like a secret. She is heavily in the mythos of Star Wars, at least with the fans.
And going back to your statement, like they want to get away from what he's done. Now, you bought this franchise because it was popular while under his direction. So I don't understand it. That's seems to be counterproductive there. Like I don't get it.
No, nobody does.
There's got to be something else going on that the public's not aware of because it makes no sense.
Has to be because it's bad. And I was the one champion in Star Wars. I'm like, no, it's going to get better. No, I said, no, it was just wait. It's going to get better. Now I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I think also
cancel my D plus. I canceled my D plus the other day. I was
no
like,
more
nope.
D plus.
Oh,
No more D
really?
plus. Yeah, I let it go. And
Okay.
Star Wars was one of the main reasons I wanted it. And I got all the movies on DVD and Blu-ray. What do I need D plus for?
It's a good point. It's a good point. Now you got me thinking about it.
One of the other issues with the writing staff in this, and I think it was one of the directors, I don't remember which one, said in an interview, but they were more, it sounded like they were more focused on making sure that the staff was as diversified as possible, and they didn't care about actual writing experience or experience with Star Wars whatsoever. They wanted to make sure that they had a cast that they can say, go out into the presses and say, how look at our colorful staff that we have here, because they have to be the first and the best at everything. This is the first time we've ever had a writing staff this diverse or whatever.
Right.
They're not actually going for quality. They're just going for kudo points.
Yeah. Get those check boxes. There's even a fat Jedi.
There's a Jedi.
How does that work? A Jedi Wookiee who looks like his head looks like or is it him or head looks like a furry penis?
Oh, jeez.
Just smells like burnt hair everywhere he goes when he uses his lightsaber.
The uncircumcised Wookiee head.
All right, so we're gonna leave Acolyte to die. Are you gonna keep watching? Or are you done?
No, I'm done. Fourth episode is supposed to be even worse. Like it doesn't get better.
I kind of want to watch it. I think I'm in the chat right now.
I'll watch the YouTube breakdowns on that because they seem to be having a great time with this.
Watch the YouTube shorts, like the edits. Don't give them a watch. And apparently, like the ratings are super low. Like they're trying to spin it to make it seem like it's like doing well. Because what did they say? They were like, "Oh, it's the biggest opening of 2024." Like it's the only opening of 2024. It's not from like X-Men. But that's a cartoon.
Yeah, it might have opened, but how many people actually finished that first episode? Though that's the thing I want to know.
That's always the thing with them.
They're like, it's doing well from a certain point of view.
Right. Yeah, that's a good one. And
what did
go ahead.
I was about to say, there was the actor. I can't even remember none of their names. But the black dude with the Killmonger haircut, what did he say in the interview? He said Anakin blew up the Death Star.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He kept saying that.
And then he was complaining about how it was hard to do lightsaber moves with the robes on. Like, dude, take the robe off. The whole prequel trilogy, they were taking off their robes before they fought with lightsabers. Like.
when it got serious, when they were about to fight somebody that was going to make them sweat a little bit, let me take the robe off. Yeah,
right.
All right, so we're leaving Acolyte. We're leaving the dead and buried in the summer heat.
It's at 16% right now. That's what I looked at.
So
I want to know what the hell how it's an 84% of the critic reviews. Who the hell are paying these people?
Disney, that's where the 180 million went.
Now, see, this is like we've gone through this so many times on this show, like punching holes through Rotten Tomatoes. Like this is way back. Nobody on this show really trusted Rotten Tomatoes. Like it doesn't really mean they got the wrong people. It's
just a metric to refer to. I like watching shitty movies, and I've watched plenty of movies that I like that have really low Rotten scores.
Dude, Olivia, she's addicted to shitty movies. All she does is watch shitty movies, like really bad movies. I watched Sand Sharks because of her with Hulk Hogan's daughter. And
that's hilarious.
It's just awful. This is an awful movie. That's all she watches. All right, we're gonna leave that. We're gonna go to another train wreck sponsored by Disney. It seems like we're always talking about this movie. So we're going to talk about this again, in case you missed the last time we were talking about this. Show of hands, does anybody know when Blade was announced? What year?
Wow.
Don't Google. I have it right here.
2021?
No, hold on. Somebody said, yep. 2019. So we've gone through presidential what did they call it? Term, right? That's like 5 years ago. another director walked out, and Mike, can you say his name?
Say again.
What's
Mahershala Ali?
Mahershala.
Oh,
I'm
Mahershala
sorry,
Ali.
sir.
Mahershala.
Mahershala
I
might
heard a
be.
fly hit my window. Look and see what that was. I'm sorry. I got to.
It's okay. It's all right. He's in talks to be in a Jurassic Park movie. We'll talk about that also, because I don't think we need another Jurassic Park movie. But now he might be on the way out because he's a talented actor. You can't just sit around and lock up your schedule for something that 5 years to take. His lawyer or agent, someone spoke out on his behalf. Like, they haven't shot anything. It's been 5 years. It's 5 years they've been on track to do this. And this is like, seems like they lose a director every week for the last 5 years.
And it's Blade. It can't be that hard.
Blade
Vampires
is
and
not.
chopping them heads off. What is the problem here? This was not hard.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, talk about it.
And there's not much to talk about. It's not hard. It's pretty formulaic. The man kills vampires. I mean, you can make a new bad guy, but it's not like it takes a rocket scientist to say, or anybody to make it. I heard the first one it was more about his daughter than it was about him. I mean, that's why that director left, right? Or something happened. He had a problem.
Yeah, he had a problem. Like, why am I here?
Yeah.
So to me, before we asked you guys about this, to me the reason why I didn't think it was going to happen is because the level of violence that would be needed. Like, I'm sorry, like, it's not like I want the violence or I'm in the violence or whatever, but this story, he fights vampires. Vampires drink blood. People rise from the dead. He's fighting God knows what from time to time. I don't know the last Disney project that would have that kind of violence. Maybe The Punisher, but that was on Netflix. It wasn't anything under their direct umbrella. That was like a strike for me, the only strike that mattered. Is this movie getting made?
Well, then they solved that. They said, guess what? It's going to be R-rated. So that moved all. So that helped alleviate a lot of the workarounds they were going to have to do for making a Blade movie. It's like, okay, we're not restricted by this PG-13 nonsense anymore. We got the blueprints for how to make a rated R Blade movie. Let's just do what the two successful ones did and avoid what the third one did. Like, I don't understand. Like Mike said, I don't understand what the problem is. It's not that hard.
It's not hard.
But because of my lack of faith in anything they do, I'm gonna take a stab at this. Like, they said rated R to get us interested again, and they went to the writers room like, we said rated R, but can you make it like PG rated R? And like something like that. To me, that's where I'm thinking. Like, because I think we were all happy to hear, oh, rated R, it should be on track. We should get a preview by this time next year, and we're all set. And like you said, Terrence, it shouldn't be that hard. Like, there's no restraints. What are you? But they're confused about what to do with Blade. They probably got somebody in the room, a director, or let's not say director. Got a writer in the room who's never seen any of the movies, and they told them like, "Oh, you don't, like, you don't have to watch the movies," because that's what they like to tell their directors now. You don't have to watch that stuff. You don't have to read that stuff. Don't worry about it. Like, we got Wesley Snipes' number here. You don't got to call him. You got to talk to nobody.
We don't want you to be a fan. Just bring your own thing, man.
We don't want you to be informed. We don't want you to make the fans happy. So, Terrence, is this movie getting made?
Not with Mahershala. I mean, it's been so long. He's in his 50s now. Like, if it gets made, I don't think it's going to be with Mahershala. So you've wasted 5 years of a two-time Oscar-winning actor who wanted to do it. Like, I don't know how you don't get it done. It's not like trying to assemble an Avengers movie. You just had to make one movie about one guy with a sword killing vampires
and guns.
Yeah, it's
like, I think we're gonna talk about another movie that just had guns, and it was okay. I think if you do guns and shooting a bunch of ads, I said ads. Like little henchmen, that's half of the battle. Like, just give me a story that leads to the next gun battle. Robert, is this movie getting made? You think?
Like T said, not with Mahershala. They've
So you think
wasted
they're
him
still
like
going to...
WB wasted Henry Cavill.
Robert's not over it. I respect that.
Never gonna be.
Jay, is this movie getting made?
Nah, it's not getting made. I don't think it's getting made with anybody.
Okay.
And I don't know if I trust them to make anything. Like, after this debacle with Star Wars and the way the MCU is going, I think Disney is just a cancerous organization. Somebody needs to step in and just buy these properties off them.
You starting to see a pattern here? Like they're grabbing titles, properties, things that catch your eye, and like the quality might not be behind it, and hope that the masses give them a couple million, 100 million, and they didn't really do anything well. Mike, real quick, is this movie getting made at all?
I hope so, but I doubt it. If they can't get the simple, you could watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer was great with just killing vampires on TV,
right?
PG, I think that was PG-13, whatever. They can't even get this right on a rated R flick and with a bigger budget. And I just don't see why. I really don't. I think I think the whole organization just got too cocky with their success on the Avengers movies. They think that whatever they're going to put out, I would feel. I can't speak for them, but it seems like they think whatever they put out is going to be a hit. And it's going they don't have to work for it anymore. They just think they're going to throw something out there and all the people are going to just go clamoring for it. And that's kind of how they're acting lately to me, And I don't think it's until they get their shit together and realize they're not perfect. I don't think anything is going to be right with Marvel right now. And I love them. I'm still buy my tickets. Like I said before, I waited too long for this shit to go away. But I'm begrudgingly buy my tickets.
Two, please. This shit better be good.
You're right. I mean, goddamn it. I ain't gonna take the whole family. Just be my son.
Right. Now, you said something, and I lost it. The arrogance there. I felt that in Phase 4, and I think they still had the benefit of the doubt from a lot of people. A lot of defense for those movies around that time. Now they don't. The people that have defended them before are not. I really don't see too much of that myself lately, and I hope we can get. Hope they can get together, like he said. Real quick, Arkham Asylum, the Batman game, 15 years this week. We got any players?
That's the Rocksteady game, right?
I played a couple of them.
Yeah, I played them all.
You played them all.
Yeah.
Which one was your favorite one?
Shit, that's 15 years ago. The one with Batman in it. That's the
good
answer. They were all good to me, except for that one that wasn't done by them, but done by somebody else. Who did that?
Oh, you didn't like Batman Origins?
It was okay, but you could tell it was done by somebody else. It was a side baby.
It was a side. Yeah, it was definitely a stepchild, and I actually liked that one.
That's the one where you fight Deathstroke, right?
That's the one. Yeah, with Deathstroke. Yeah,
Deathstroke. Yeah.
I liked the Arkham City. That was probably my favorite one. As much as you want to drive the Batmobile, like you would miss too many things driving around in that car. The little side quests and everything. Arkham Knight was good, but just like City, better. Rob, what are your thoughts on?
I like the. I mean, every one of them had their own little thing. I like the story the best in Arkham Asylum.
Mm-hmm.
I like the free roaming in Arkham City, but I think the gameplay was my favorite in Arkham Knight.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a problem. Everybody has a problem with the Batmobile. I never found it to have a problem with that one.
Mm-hmm.
I platinumed that game pretty easily, and I like all the jump scares that they did in Arkham Knight too. With the
Platinum Rob, you platinumed that game?
No, because it was on the Xbox.
Okay.
So it's whatever trophy you get for doing it there.
You say we had a problem with what, Rob?
It's Batmobile. A lot of people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of people complained about that, and I never understood why. I never minded it. The Joker or the Riddler trophies were easier in that game. The only thing that I wouldn't say that I didn't like about Gotham Knight, and it was obvious who the Gotham Knight was. Like anybody who reads Batman knew it was going to be Jason Todd.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, that's not really that much of a build-up for me if I know exactly who it's going to be.
Now, I thought it was a little harder to get the Riddler trophies in the third one. I grabbed them all in City and was finally able to catch him, which was very gratifying. That those puzzles were too much, but yeah, it was a great series. It was a good time for that company. This on the heels of the Suicide Squad debacle. Terrence, did you play any of the games? Really? Okay. Jay, you?
What was? Go ahead.
I played a couple of them. I never beat any of them.
Okay.
They're one of those games where I'll play it for a while and then something takes you away for it from a couple days, and then you just never get back to it. That's what happened with those games for me. They're all good. The ones I played, I liked them a lot. I just never got through them.
Good boss battles, good stories. Go ahead.
I pre-ordered a special edition of Gotham Knight, and it was supposed to have this like big Batmobile. And then they canceled that maybe a month before the game was supposed to come out. So I was like, fuck this game.
That's right up there with the Infinity Easter eggs that you... what did you order and you got those Easter eggs?
Oh, no, that wasn't me. That was he who shall not be named.
Oh, yeah. You showed us the pictures. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Gotcha. All right, my bad. My bad.
Nah, but that Gotham Knight pre-order looked dope. Like the Batmobile looked dope, and then they wait till like a month before it's supposed to come out to go, oh yeah, we're canceling all your pre-orders. Where this whole thing, like they just canceled this whole Batmobile collector set altogether. They just said, I don't know what the deal was. I don't know if it was a quality control or something like that, but they just canceled it outright. I was like, fuck this game.
Isn't that like something you got to make sure you have before you offer? You know, it's like let's.
Yeah, you would.
We got to have I got to be sitting on a warehouse full of these. Like, okay, now you can make the offer. You know, like, okay, we're getting all these pre-orders. Let's start making them now.
Yeah, it's either that or you overpromise and you get colorful eggs, like the Marvel vs. Capcom game when they pre-ordered those.
Okay.
Oh
yeah. What else we got? Did you guys see the trailer for the Watchmen anime? It's going to be part 1 later this year.
Oh, I missed that.
Anybody here?
Yeah, I kind of saw it.
What'd you think, Terrence?
I don't know. It kind of looked like What If to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a little better, but I'm not that interested. I mean, I've read the comics like a dozen times, and you know, I've seen the movie. I don't need this, and I even saw that HBO continuation, which was actually decent for what it was.
It was.
I don't need to see another reiteration of the original series again. Like I'm happy with what I got. I'm happy with the original comics. I was okay with the Zack Snyder movie. I don't need to see yet another interpretation of it, just in a different medium. And like, I'm not that impressed by the art style to begin with. To me, it just looks like that What If art style animation. So I was like, yeah, you know, that's cool for whoever was looking. Like, I didn't even know that was in production. So I was like, oh, that's a surprise. So, you know, hopefully I'll make somebody happy out there, but it's not for me. So I'm not gonna bother.
Okay.
Been there, done that.
Okay. Now I'm kind of where you are with it. I got a lot of vibes from the Zack Snyder movie. So I'll check it out, I guess. Like, I don't have any reason to avoid it like the Acolyte, but I'm not like overly hype about it. I didn't even know it was coming. Anything was coming out for that. So
Are they trying to say something new about it, or I don't understand the point of them just bringing out an animated version of something that we already have?
Well, no.
Who's making it? Do you know, or what company's putting it out? Is it going to be on Amazon or something?
I think it's Max, but let me look it up. Watchmen, Chapter 1, animated movie. This isn't it. That was 2009. DC rolls out Watchmen animated. Hotbed reveals many panels. I don't see anything right now. But yeah, I don't know why either. What the motivation is. But I'll check it out, I guess. Let's see here. Studio.
I'm gonna trust you. I probably won't check it out.
Yeah. We'll circle back to that when we get closer, I suppose. So we got Watchmen anime. Now, The Boys return this week. Has anybody checked that out?
Haven't had a chance to yet. I want to. I might check it out after we get off today.
Okay. Terrence, Mike?
I just started over with season 1.
Okay.
I'm on episode 6, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't got anywhere close to where you're at now, but like I was telling the guys earlier, I'm just not a big fan of Butcher. But other than that, it's all right. Butcher's annoying. Yeah, Butcher's a dick.
I love Billy.
He is.
I love Billy. Rob?
No, I haven't started yet. I haven't started season 3. I want to try to get Ronnie to watch it so I can start over and then catch up again because I forgot a lot about the first 2 seasons.
Okay. Terrence?
I've still only seen the first 2 episodes of the series. So.
Oh, season 1?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Oh, wow.
Jay, you've been following, right? You just haven't watched that. Yeah,
I just haven't started this new season.
That's shocking. The Boys is really good.
It's really good.
Yeah, I just rewatched the previous 3 seasons last fall, and this one starts out really good. I'm 3 episodes in, and it's pretty good. There's some things I don't agree. A little change in the character, but it's a good show. They're picking up where the last season leaves off, and it's maintaining its standard. There was news coming out that the next season would be their last season, which would be season 5. But yeah, it's going pretty good. It's still one of the better superhero shows that are out right now, and it's continuing that. I won't say too much because Jay hasn't watched anything, and Rob, for either of you guys, if you decide to watch it, but you really should. It's a good show. It's a really good show. A little over the top.
I've liked everything I've seen.
Yeah, it's over the top at some points, but really good show. It's really good. All right. Moving on. Now, I know a lot of you have not been watching this either, but House of Dragons, any of you guys watching the next season?
Yeah, I watched all the first one, so I'm looking forward to this next one. Yeah.
Okay. Rob, did you watch the first season?
I've never watched anything Game of Thrones.
Oh, wow. Terrence?
I still didn't watch the first season yet. That might be something me and the wife binge.
Okay. And Jay, you have not watched it either.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of the Game of Thrones. Like I should be, but there's just something about it. It doesn't connect with me.
So there are parts of the original series that I like. The battles were good, but this season was the first season of House of Dragons, and maybe Michael agree. Like it was a little different than like the root show, the main show. I thought it was really good.
Okay.
Outside of the the weirdness of incest. But it was a put together, really put together. Show was put together really well. Kind of left out on a cliffhanger, season 1. So I can't wait for the second season to drop. Mike, you got anything else you want to add?
The dragons are the stars for me. I just want to see the dragons. Really, I mean, I like all of Game of Thrones. I really never have a problem with the ending of it, but this right here, I don't have a problem with House of Dragons. So I'm looking forward to it. Again, I want to see more of the dragons and just how we got to the state we're at now, at the beginning of Game of Thrones.
Right.
Them Targaryens was doing everybody wrong, so we'll see what happens.
All right, so that's next week, I believe. There was a death this week. Ben Potter, YouTube.
The comic story.
Yeah, are you familiar with him, Jay?
A little bit. I mean, he was a pretty big YouTuber in the comic space, so.
All right, I just wanted to.
I didn't read about it. It's like it was an accidental death or something.
Yeah,
something happened to him.
Accident. Yeah, I didn't read too much.
It was a single vehicle accident. They're not sure if he fell asleep or whatever, but he drifted off the road and rolled.
Oh no!
So no drugs or speed or alcohol or anything was involved. So they're not exactly sure what happened, but there's nobody else was involved. It was just him.
Oh,
that's why it was that. Yeah. As for
condolences to the family, then.
Yeah, his
That's
wife
hard.
and everything. She's pretty broken up about it. I've seen some things that she said about it. I've listened to a little bit of him. I do like him a little bit better than Comics Explained. He's a little more clear. Comics Explained tries to fit way too many words into one breath. It's like just slow down and talk. But both of them, they do good work, putting out stuff that sometimes we just don't have time to read. And he was one of the good ones out there. I think they both knew each other too.
Okay. All right. All right. So sad news, but rest in peace, Ben Potter. Another little tidbit: Power Rangers co-op video game dropping this year as well.
Really?
Yeah, for you gamers here. It kind of looks like that Ninja Turtle game that came out a couple of years ago. Not the Cowabunga collection, but the other one. Well, remember the name of that?
The one, the 2D one, like
Revenge of Shredder.
Is that?
Yes,
Yeah.
It kind of looks. It's in that vein.
That should be fun.
Yeah. I'm kind of. Was there ever a Power Rangers game?
There's like a fighting game.
Oh, yeah. They had a few beat 'em ups back in the day too.
Okay. I mean, just flown under my radar. Okay. All right, so we're looking forward to that. It sounds like.
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
Yeah, it looks pretty decent.
All right, so we're going to stop and talk about Bad Boys 4. It's cleaning up. Yeah. Has anybody seen it yet?
I'm going to go see it on Monday.
I'm going to go see it tomorrow night. I already got my ticket. 6:00.
I would have seen it tonight if I wasn't here.
It looks good. It looks good. And apparently Reggie gets a come up on this one, so I'm excited to see that.
I was thinking that about the last one. Reggie was a grown man. The last one was he?
Yeah. So I haven't seen it yet, but apparently Reggie, he gets his respect this time. So
yeah, I'm looking for that. But it follows the storyline. It makes sense. We saw Reggie's a kid. We should be proud of Reggie.
Right? Everybody proud of Reggie. He got punked that first. Yeah. He ain't getting punked no more, from what I hear.
I went and saw The Watchers when Ronnie went and saw Bad Boys 4, but she said she really liked it.
Okay. All right. Apparently, there's still people upset with Will for slapping Chris Rock.
My wife won.
Like, he ain't smacked me. So I ain't gonna be mad at him for too long.
I'm kind of past it. That was 2 years ago, and to me, Chris Rock let him slap him. Like, you're not gonna even if you stole me, that happens.
He's a grown ass man.
You're not gonna turn your back. You're not going back to your table.
You ain't gonna just stroll. You ain't gonna saunter up to me and just smack me in the mouth.
and then sulk
Excuse me,
back.
sir.
With no consequences at all.
Yeah. Guess what?
I'd had to hit
no show. It ain't gonna be no show. You're not accepting no award tonight.
Nah,
like you're not.
That show getting shut down.
Something gonna happen afterwards.
Even if I'm small, I'm gonna pick up a bottle of Moet, tell a joke, and smash you in the face with it. You can't just get away. And then he straightened the suit jacket afterward. He was like,
yeah. So like I blame Chris Rock. Like no, I'm sorry.
Chris Rock a grown man. I ain't gonna be sticking up for him like that.
And that's one of those situations where like listen, dude, like I wasn't there, you were.
Right?
Like why? Like what you want me? I don't know. What I was going to say.
You let another man smack you. He open hand smacked him too. That's more disrespectful than a punch.
Yeah, and then he stood there. I'm not really a Chris Rock guy anymore. Like I don't hate him, but it's just Stephen A. Smith is still upset with Will Smith for some dumbass reason. I didn't even like. But the one that's funny to me is Rob Schneider was on a tirade this week, telling everyone how Will Smith is an awful human being. A piece of shit, and he was just going on, and I was like, Rob Schneider, and
someone's really, really struggling for relevance these days.
And
Rob was cool, and he just went uber conservative. What happened,
dude? Those
Bigelow
what's this
checks dried up. Had to try.
Yeah, those checks.
had to start drifting some other way.
The South Park joke really got to him, huh?
I can't. What joke is that?
It was just because he was picking up Rob Schneider is a stapler.
Yeah, I remember that now. Why can't I think of his guy's name? What's his friend's name? They always have him in his movies.
Adam Sandler.
Yeah, the Adam Sandler roles just aren't there anymore, and I don't know why they give people microphones sometimes to speak.
Was Rob Schneider? He wasn't the Water Boy, was he? No, that wasn't him.
Yeah, he was in the Water Boy.
He was in there for like a second. He was like, "You can do it."
You can do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
He was like, "You can do it, dude."
Yeah. He's always in there. Bad Boys first. I think this is the second week, but I looked up the number for the first week: 56 million in the U.S. and 104 globally. So that was a successful film. People are saying they need to make another one right now to capitalize.
Right.
Just want to talk about, like, I'm pretty sure everyone here has seen the first three movies. Like, how do you feel about the series?
I think it's one of the better series. They haven't really had a miss. Like the third one wasn't as strong as the first two, but it wasn't whack though.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
The whole illegitimate cartel son was weird.
Yeah, that was weird. Second one's my favorite one. That movie just would not end.
Second one's
everybody was at their peak right there. Gabrielle Union, before she became a weirdo, was in there, and it was just really, it's a good movie. What were you about to say, Rob?
Oh no, I wasn't going to interrupt. But I was just going to say third one was the one I liked. I watched all three of them, and I did like the third one, mostly because I think Michael Bay was a little over the top in his cinematography in the first two movies, and it got really kind of annoying watching the nonstop weird flying camera angles and just everything was just a bit too much. Although I did like the joke with the pool in the second one.
See, I love that kind of stuff. I love the over the top weirdness of those movies. Like the action is just so ridiculous.
The camera ride, the slow motion running, and that's, if you're going to see one of his films, you're going to see it. He's going to make sure. Just like
the Fast series. I love the absurdity of it.
What series?
Oh, the Fast series.
They're getting too old to be doing that now.
I was waiting for them to go into space, and they went into space. Like, come on, man, you gotta love it. They went from street races to astronauts.
I don't hate those movies, and I love seeing we go from street racing, and now they got this whole theft, the 100 Thieves crew that everybody's a expert driver, nobody gets hurt, and Dom is like a mutant or something. Like he's like picking up cars and shit, and it's just like there's nothing he can't do. Like he just doesn't get hurt, not for long anyway. Terrence, what are your thoughts on the Bad Boys series?
I only saw the first two. I love the second one. I thought Michael Bay was at his best. Just with the camera work, cinematography, just the over the top action set pieces. So as far as I'm concerned, with those first two, it's a good franchise. And from people are loving the last two as well. So it sounds like these newer directors have been able to put their own spin on things without losing the flavor that makes Bad Boys Bad Boys.
It's crazy, right? And thanks for that. The first movie, I went on a date with a girl. I was in 10th grade. That's how long ago the series started. I remember it clear as day. Went down to it was down on Delaware Ave. But like these movies have been going on so long now, it seems. So is it like? Can you hold this up to like the Lethal Weapon series, which is another buddy cop series? Probably the only thing I can really compare it to. Really, I can't think of anything else. There.
What's the other one with Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker?
Yeah.
I was just thinking of that too. Yeah.
I didn't see the third one. I thought
that might be the track.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I thought Rush Hour 2 was one of the funniest movies. I thought that was one of the best movies I ever watched. Like it was just funny as shit from beginning to end. But where do you hold that up? Like, is it Lethal Weapon? Lethal Weapon good? Is it like towards the Tango and Cash? I love Tango and Cash.
Lethal Weapon will be number 3 out of that for me. Yeah.
Well, say that again.
I would Rush Hour and Bad Boys over Lethal Weapon.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't mad at you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah, I've never been a big Lethal Weapon guy.
You ever see Tango and Cash? Did you like that one?
I watched it once. I was 12. I don't remember. That shit was a long time ago. I don't remember that.
It's like they adapted a video game into a movie for that with Kurt Russell and Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay, you guys got anything else? Bad Boys is succeeding again. Will Smith and Martin. Yeah. Martin's starting to look old though. Man,
he's starting to get it.
Yeah.
It looks like he never gets in shape for these movies. Like Will looks the same, and Martin just keeps pumping up.
Yeah, they need to put Martin in the gym.
They just need to put the fresh hair dye on Will, and he's Mike Lowry again. Like
give him that Beijing.
But Martin, if you look at Martin on like the second one, Martin was all skinny, running around with Will and everything. Like he's like I can keep up, and then the second one he was kind of, you can see him age a little. Will don't age. Like if you were friends with Will, like when he was younger and y'all both in shape, and then you're getting older and he looks like the same, just with gray hair. I was like, man, like I hate you, man. But I'm gonna check that out. I just don't know when. So congrats to those two. It was Superman week this week. Also, what else we got? Aliens Romulus trailer. Did you guys check that out? Rob, you usually are up on the Alien movies.
Yeah, I saw it.
What did you think?
It's all right. I mean, they nailed the aesthetic, trying to get that 80s futurism from like the original Alien movie, kind of, with modern lighting and everything like that. It looks good. I'm just hoping, because a lot of the scenes in their trailer are the action shots of like, a horde of facehuggers and a bunch of other. I just hope they don't go too far with it. I think Alien works better when it's subtle and, more in the background and not all in your face. But I'll see it for sure,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm excited to see it.
Okay. Terrence, you got anything for? Did you see that?
Yeah, I actually thought it was a phenomenal looking trailer, especially this one shot where you looks like the ship is just being ripped apart. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, that looks amazing. As to whether the movie's going to be any good, like I don't know because I don't know what's left to do with the Alien franchise that we haven't seen already. I mean, they managed to do something like with Prey. They managed to do something fresh and interesting. Now we'll have to wait and see if they can do something fresh and interesting with Alien. I mean, it's the same basic thing. People on a ship, aliens break loose. But if they manage to do it well, if they manage to do it well enough, and it looks as good as it looks in the trailer, then it'll get a thumbs up from me. You can never, you can never go back and recreate the magic of like the first two movies because like the first Alien, you just can't. Some things are just capture magic in a bottle. You just can't recreate that. And then the second one just kind of flips and does a whole different genre by making it action movie instead of a horror movie. And we've seen that reiterated time and time again. So it looks like this is going to kind of be a combination of the two. You got the action stuff, but maybe trying to make it a little more suspenseful like the original. So we'll see how it comes out, but it's a great looking trailer. That's what I can say for sure.
Okay.
Made me a lot more interested than I was when they just showed the teaser, and when I was just reading about what it was supposed to be about. So it's made me interested enough to buy a ticket now.
Okay. Before we get to the court proceedings, we just want to do one more. There's one more trailer that I want to talk about. Lara Croft, Netflix, another Lara Croft movie. This one's an anime, and it'll be Haley Atwell voicing Lara Croft. Thoughts? Everybody here loves Haley Atwell, so I think we all want to do well. Mike, will you check this out?
I'll check it out. I haven't watched the trailer. I haven't heard the trailer, but I'll check it out. I mean, I'm a Tomb Raider fan, and like we said, we all like Haley Atwell, so I don't see why I wouldn't. I'd give it a shot.
What's the last Tomb Raider movie? The last Tomb Raider game you played, I should say.
I think it's Shadow of the Tomb Raider, the last one of the trilogies they had on PS4.
Okay.
I haven't finished it. Like I said, that's when I first started school, so I left off there 2 years ago, and instead of going back to Tomb Raider, I started Spider-Man. I should have finished Tomb Raider, but I started Spider-Man 2. Mm-hmm. That ain't holding me, so I might go back to Tomb Raider.
Okay. Terrence, what are your thoughts on we'll come back to you before I get to the other guys. Tomb Raider. Haley Atwell.
Not interested. I'd rather see Haley Atwell playing live action Lara Croft.
Okay.
Not interested.
Okay. Rob?
I mean, I'll probably check it out if it's on one of our streaming services. I mean, I haven't played Tomb Raider since probably PS1, but yeah, I'll check it out. Okay. Haley Atwell does good voice work. I don't remember besides What If, I'm sure she's done something else too.
What if Captain
Britain was the best hero
saved
ever?
The universe? Right. That might as well have been her series. I'm so tired of Captain Britain by the end of that second season. Jay, any thoughts on the Tomb Raider? Right.
I remember seeing the trailer, but I don't remember it. So I don't know if that bodes well for it. But I'm going to watch it. It's on Netflix. Okay. It's not like I'm not going to watch it.
Tomb Raider fan or nah?
I'm neutral on Tomb Raider. I was stubborn when PlayStation 1 came out, so I was sticking with Nintendo. I was sticking with Nintendo. I wasn't trying to cross over, so I kind of missed the Tomb Raider train. Like I would play it, but I wasn't like I was like, oh, Mario 64 is the best. So I wouldn't like. I felt like I was betraying Nintendo.
Terrence talked about magic, catching lightning in a bottle. Like that Tomb Raider wave was a thing. Like it's the first video game I remember where she had like a bikini calendar. I was like, this is not even a real person. And
the triangles.
Yeah, the triangles.
Yeah, rumors about nude codes.
Yeah, yes. Lara Croft was like a sex symbol on the PS1 console.
Yep.
The first game I played was Tomb Raider 2. I never played the first one. Tomb Raider 2 was one of the best ones.
Tomb Raider 2 was good. 2 was good.
Yeah. It was a really good game. She went everywhere, like bottom of the ocean, caves, this temple filled with giant spiders and all this other shit. It was and then they followed her home. That was the ending where the game ended, where they tried to break in your house, and she gets all the guns out of her closet. You just kill everybody, and it was over. I guess I'll watch it too. I don't hate Tomb Raider. It seems like it's been so many remakes the last couple of years. I played I don't know what system it was. I don't know. Well, I played one of the more recent ones in the last 10 years, and it was really good. I'll check this out because we all root for Haley. All right, so we're going to get to. There was an interesting post. We talked about shitty movies, and no one loves shitty movies more than Terrence and Rob, especially Sony's shitty movies. So the question that was posed was, who deserves a sequel? Now, in this segment here, Terrence is going to argue for Morbius, and Rob is going to argue for Madam Web. Mike will be the judge here. Me and Terrence, me and Jay will be observing, trying not to laugh here.
You'll be the bailiffs.
We're gonna let it go here. I don't have a coin to flip, but who got on first, Terrence or Rob? I think Terrence did, right?
No, because I think I made a joke response, and who got on tonight?
Yeah,
I was hanging around here by myself for a little bit.
All right, so you're going to argue first. You're going to argue first for why Morbius should get one and why Madam Web shouldn't, and vice versa, Rob. And Mike, this is your courtroom. So
Okay.
I'll hand it over to you, and you can let Terrence know when he can go.
All right. Let's go.
All right. Well, Your Honor, we all know that Sony are idiots. We can pretty much talk them into anything. We talked them into hiring the writers from Gods of Egypt and countless other bad movies, Dracula Untold, over and over and over again, even though the movies keep bombing. So I think I can convince my bosses that a reason we need to make another Morbius is that we can do right by Morbius this time. And Morbius is a vampire, who is another famous vampire that we know, who's also a vampire killer. Blade. Now, I know, Your Honor, that we don't quite have access to Blade. We don't own him. But we do own Spider-Man. And who have we been loaning Spider-Man out to? We've been loaning him out to the good people at Marvel. So it's going to be a good quid pro quo. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. We've been letting them use Spider-Man, so maybe I can convince my bosses that Marvel will let us use Blade. And we can use Blade for the next Morbius movie, kind of do somewhat of a reboot. We'll scrap everything that was bad about the last movie, not reference it, and just work on doing kind of a Morbius meets Blade kind of thing. This time, hard R. Blood, decapitations, the whole bit.
When you
Fuck
said
Madam
hard
Web.
R, I got distracted. Like, what we talking about? Okay. I was like, okay, well, this shifted. All right, Rob.
All right. So, a lot of people would think that hiring a director who's never done a movie before would be odd to star in a very high-profile superhero film for Sony, but I think considering the fact that Sony doesn't really even know what they're doing with Spider-Man yet, that she kind of pulled off a decent enough film. And my arguments for it being a sequel is they introduced 3 characters that could each individually maybe not hold their own film, but they could all have an origin within a sequel to how they got their powers, because we see them in their suits in Madam Web itself. And her being a mentor, I mean, we could put Madam Web in her wheelchair, set her in the background, and have Sydney Sweeney and the other 2 actually, gain their powers, grow up. I don't know. It all depends on how if they want to introduce Peter Parker or actually say Peter Parker's name. As for it being over Morbius, that movie, I think, tried way too hard to try to install itself into the MCU, despite not being in the MCU. There's no reason to have Vulture just kind of appear out of nowhere, unexplained. But if they're not going to make a Blade movie, I don't think we need to have a Morbius movie or a Morbius sequel.
Okay. Really don't have any questions about that. I haven't seen either one of those movies. I tried to watch Madam Web on Netflix. They said I had the wrong package. I was like, okay.
Oh man, they didn't want you to watch that.
Yeah, I tried. And Morbius been out for a while. I keep saying I'm gonna try it because I read a few Morbius comics.
Now, me being here on the side, Terrence and Rob, do you guys have any statements for each other about your arguments on the sequels? Or has your opponent communicated his message clearly enough that you might agree or disagree with anything that they say?
I kind of said what I my reply to his would be, just because I don't think they're gonna do anything with vampires. They're too scared of blood.
If you're gonna make this Madam Web movie happen, how are you going to convince Dakota Johnson to act like she actually gives a fuck? Answer me to that.
Well, that's easy. All you got to do is tell her that you don't have to actually do anything. You just sit in a chair, and you get paid a lot of money to sit in a chair.
That's pretty much how she acted in the first movie. She acted like she was just sitting in a chair.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
So wooden.
I have another question.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Are we going to see Sydney Sweeney's tits this time?
Oh.
Which is not in the schoolgirl outfits. I don't know. Sure.
Oh man. Okay.
Maybe we can guarantee the villain in the Madam Web sequel will be killed by a Coke symbol instead of a Pepsi symbol.
All right, Mike, it's your turn. I know who I would vote for, but you go ahead and make your ruling. Who do you think should get the sequel there, based on the arguments of the representatives here?
I'd probably have to go Madam Web. Not Madam Web. I mean Morbius. Rather just go Morbius. I just see more potential in Morbius. If they're not going to do Ezekiel right with Madam Web or and just damn it, it's Madam Web. I just don't see at the end of the day giving a shit about Madam Web. Morbius has more potential, I think.
Okay, so Mike, as the federal court judge, he's given his verdict. Jay, you're the civil. Like, who would you? You've listened to both. Who would you give the sequel to?
Well, based on the testimonies of our esteemed lawyers today, I think I would. I might have to go with Morbius. I think Morbius is the bigger name. Madam Web is kind of like Mike said, like, who gives a fuck about Madam Web, really? Like, no, I don't think if you asked 1,000 people what comic book movie they want to see, it could be it could be 1 million people. Nobody would be like, you know what? I really am interested in Madam Web. Nobody was. You would get a couple Morbiuses out of that if you asked 1 million people.
1 million people?
Yeah, you get a few Morbius. I'm talking about if nobody ever had them. I'm not talking about a sequel like fresh movies out the gate. You get a few more. Nobody would say Madam Web.
Nobody.
Okay.
Especially without Spider-Man.
Nobody. Keith Sweat would sing that all day. You ain't not get nobody singing Madam Web.
Well, at least we know from the trailer that they released for Morbius and then into the movie that there's probably enough sitting on the editing floor that they have a movie already there. Since they edited the shit out of that movie.
To slap it together with some tape there and got another movie. All right. I did want to talk about Destiny for a moment.
I knew it.
Yeah. You know, I don't have many opportunities to talk about this, but you know, like besides the fuck up from Sony, the week before I think they released the game early, where some people had access to the game early. I finished it up a couple times, and you know, after all this time, like it was a good ending to this part of the story. They made some changes and to gameplay, and it's all been pretty good. 2 weeks in. I just finished a mission earlier with my stepbrother, my brother-in-law, and it was pretty good. They've already mapped out the rest of this year as far as this year and next year for Destiny. So like they aren't letting up for what they're doing. They were like rumblings for that Destiny 3 might be on the way, but that's cooled off. I don't know what they're going to do, but this year it's going to be 3 episodes, and they're going to be like standalone stories that'll happen after the conclusion of the Dark and Light story. There were some reveals. There's still a lot of questions and a lot of loose ends. Like these games end like Geoff Jones stories where there are like loose ends and repercussions that just keep the story progressing. Just really happy with the game right now and the fact that it's not looking like it's going to end anytime soon. It's turning into the never-ending story, and seriously, like it's going to keep going. But
so did you get any Traveler answers?
See, that's the thing. We got more answers on the enemy than we did with the Traveler. There was a reveal in the raid. Like I'm going to mention this, but unless you're following the lore, it's not going to make any sense. But for the listeners who follow Destiny, like it was revealed that the Witness was not the winnower, and the Traveler isn't the gardener. I know it's not going to make much sense to you guys here, but like those are like the elder gods in this universe, and the Witness wasn't all he. he stated he was. Like, he might have been working for somebody else. So there's something else like lurking out there in the universe. And next year they have a package coming out called Frontiers, and they're probably going to be leaving the solar system in the next one, because everything has happened within the galaxy. So
is it like a new golden age or something for humanity?
It is, because like the enemy they've been fighting for over 1,000 years is dead, and everything for the most part is safe right now. But there are still enemies out there.
So they're going to build Earth up, or is it going to just stay like a slum?
No, they're going to build it up. Like, they're going to, it's going to be another golden age supposedly, but we'll see what happens.
Are all the golden worlds going to get restored, like the Saturn moons and Mars and stuff?
Well, they weren't destroyed. They're still there, but it's just not going to be the end of times now, which is what they were expecting when the Witness showed up last year. It's like a clean slate right now. It's actually, if I've heard people say, like, I don't know, I don't want to start the game because I don't know where to start and I missed too much. Like, it's almost not on like a complete reset, but it's a good jumping point. Like, the last story is pretty much over. The fight with the Witness and everything. Jay, you played, and Rob, you played. I don't know if y'all are playing with the dark and light subclasses, but they have a third subclass now called Prismatic. You can mix all powers from different subclasses together. And the mission I did today was for an exotic where you can get a class item which will give you the abilities of two exotics. So instead of having one exotic that just gives you one ability, you have one exotic that gives you two abilities.
Okay.
So, like, it's a lot of customization. And it's looking good. I mean, it's being rated well right now, and their numbers are up. I know people are concerned, but if you follow the game long enough, like, when these seasons go on and on, people leave, but then they come back when a new season starts. So plenty of content, and the game's going in the right direction. Happy with the game, and I don't know how long I'll be playing this game until I can't see or can't lose all my gamer reflexes, but happy with the game. Real happy with the game. So if you're listening, you've been playing Destiny or haven't played it in a while, it's a good time to come back.
Certainly in a better state than Division is.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. What's going on with Division?
So they had an Ubisoft forward on Monday, and we're supposed to get information about Season 6, which is the new one that's coming up. It's leading up to a DLC that we're getting the end of the year. We're going back to Brooklyn. But they basically relegated the entirety to the very end and basically just announced that what is it? Part 2 of Season 6 is when we're going to start having seasonal characters, which is super annoying. I don't know if you've ever played Diablo, but they basically, if you wanted to access any of the new stuff, you'd basically have to start over a level 1 character.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Go all the way through go through everything, and then when the season's over, all the stuff that you earned on that character will be merged in with your main account. And so this character that I have almost 3,000 hours playing, I can't access any of the new content without building a new character. And I'm sorry, unless they completely change the leveling, it's fucking boring leveling up characters in the Division. The end game is where all the fun is in the Division 2. Leveling up characters is boring as hell. So everybody's pretty pissed about it. Like, you're not going to find a single streamer or anybody on Reddit happy about this decision. But we still have until, I think, October is when it goes in, because Season 6 just started, so we're only in part 1 of it right now.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
So
that's exactly what made me stop playing Diablo.
Yeah. So what is the point of that?
Ubisoft has a very bad track record of being like 3 years behind chasing trends. and this is the latest one that they're chasing right now. I don't know any. I've never played any other games besides Diablo that had seasonal characters, but I know there's other ones, and I don't think anybody has ever liked them.
Yeah, I definitely don't, because like you said, having to level up another character is the worst. You get attached to one character, and then you have to start another character.
Yeah, what's the point? I mean, thematically, it makes no sense either, because, you know, we're an agent. We've gone through the entire story. We've done, you know, all this stuff to build up the game to where it is. So unless the story revolves around us doing completely different path with a brand new person in a different part of the game, then it's not going to make, you know, any story sense either. Yeah, it's whatever. I tried playing it, but I guess right now that they got. Oh yeah, that's another thing that happened. They made it to where everybody has access to all of the end game stuff without having to buy the DLC. So we used to have a tiered world system, but now that's all gone. But for whatever reason in the update, they forgot to fix the fact that the experience is going to be different. So everybody is getting totally screwed on their experience points trying to level up their characters for the season that we're going through right now.
Sounds like a bunch of Disney mischief going on over there.
It really does. Yeesh. The only good thing that I know, and I heard an interview of, is that as soon as Star Wars Outlaws is released, they go into full production on Division 3. So
I don't think anybody's going to play that Outlaws game. That's stupid too.
The main character that looks like the puppet Matt Damon from Team America.
Oh yeah, that game looks dumb.
Yeah, no, thank you.
All right. So you had to keep us updated on that, Rob. I did play Destiny. Division. I did like the game. When I first picked it up, it was during one of Destiny 2's content droughts. Before they made all those changes, I played it for like a month. All right. More Marvel news. You guys got to tell me if this is good or bad news. Marvel Studios is developing a story around Cap returning the stones.
Returning the stones,
right?
Yeah, it's showing what he did at the end of the Endgame.
It's like 2 years too late, I think. Yeah. But beyond that, yeah, I would be interested to see it. But it's going to be animated, I think, right? Isn't that what they said?
I did not read that part. I can't confirm or deny it. To me, it kind of seems like it has to be animated. Terrence,
I'm just super disappointed with everything that Disney's doing is just not good.
So if they are doing this, you're skipping this too?
Yeah.
Terrence, what you think?
Yes. Doesn't even sound real. It's just like it's way too late. I mean, if when the Black Widow movie came out, that was late. This is way late. Like, no, I don't care. I don't want to see him return to some Infinity Stones and then just going back to have his dance. Like we saw that already. We saw the end result of that. He returns the stones and then he has his dance with what's her name, and then he lives the rest of his life ignoring all the major incidents of the next 70 years and just lets bad things happen because he can't disturb the timeline.
Shouldn't there be some Cap kids running around?
You would think. As much as he missed Peggy.
Some grandkids too, probably, back in the day. There should be a whole bunch of little super soldiers running around.
Marvel, whether they're under their own umbrella or under Fox and doing the X-Men, they have no clue what time travel and all that repercussions.
Not to mention Loki. Loki has already messed it all up anyway.
Yeah, so...
I think the only one that I would want to see is him talking to the Red Skull again. That's the only one that really cares about, I think.
You're right about that.
The rest of them are just putting a stone back where that's only just like putting the stone back where he found it and tiptoeing behind people. This one he actually has to talk to the Red Skull, so that's the one that I'd be interested with. But they probably don't even know how that whole mechanic works because they kind of just pulled it out of their ass anyway in the first place.
Just give me a short story, like on the same vein of those shorts they used to make. I miss those actually. Just give me one of those. I don't need a whole movie. If it's animated, I'd probably be more inclined to watch it. But no, I don't think he's coming back just to do that. I don't know if that's worth a movie.
No.
A couple of last things here. There was a Venom trailer. Looks like it's going to be pulling from the King of Black storyline, which is too big for a movie. I didn't hear good things about the second one, but Venom is in a position to have a trilogy. Isn't that something? Got a nice little trilogy there. I like.
Who would have thought that Sony would make it to another trilogy?
You're going to get those Venom movies, yeah. I'm not gonna see this. The trailer has the symbiote like almost comical now. Like, no thanks. Did anyone see the second one here?
Carnage.
Yeah,
I want to see it.
I saw it.
You got the 20th that Fox membership card there. Was that one? Was it good? Bad?
I'm thinking about it now, and I'm pretty sure I've seen all these latest Fox ones, or not all these latest Sony movies, like on their opening days too. Which I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. I saw Morbius, I think, a day early. I saw freaking Madam Web on Valentine's Day, which is when it was released.
Jeez.
They didn't do enough with Carnage in the second one. They made him too tame, I would say. And then they did the whole buddies on the outs thing between him and the symbiote, which was a dumb storyline within it too. It wasn't as good, I think, as the first one, but it was all right.
It felt almost direct to video. It was like just under 90 minutes.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, it was really short. Like, they should have used another maybe 15, 20 minutes just to flesh out Cletus a little bit better and make him a little more menacing.
It's like when Disney. It's like when Disney used to do the cheap direct-to-video sequels to their like animations, like
Lion King 4 and
Aladdin 2.
Yeah,
that's what it felt like. It was like a cheap direct-to-video sequel. It felt like, because I think it was like 87 minutes, and they swapped they switched directors, because it was what's his name that played Claw in Black Panther. I think it was only like
Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah,
it was.
I think it was like his second time directing a movie, or it may have been his first movie. I'm not sure. And they were just like, "Hey, here's a movie, okay?" And like, I don't understand what was wrong with the guy that directed the first one, because like whether you love it or hate it, I think the first one made like $875 million, something like that. So I don't know if he was busy with something else or what, but yeah, it was and I didn't think the first one was great, but it was entertaining for what it was. And I love me some Michelle Williams, so yeah. And it doesn't look like she's back for this one. I didn't see her anywhere in the trailer.
Nope, just a horse.
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know.
Fox. Only
it
you
feels like it's a
Disney. With crappy movies.
One thing I thought that was funny, because this is like the third movie, and now they're doing the joke of them not talking in unison and talking over each other and not getting it right. It's like, that should have been something in the first movie. Playing that joke of being out of sync like that.
The one scene, it looks like they're in the bar that he was in at the end of what was it, No Way Home?
No Way Home? Yeah.
How?
So, yeah.
Common sense and consistency be damned. We got to make these movies and try to get this money. That's probably how their meetings end. Let's try to get this money. We We got a good trailer out. That should be enough. All right. I have one more question for you guys, and this is Randy Green. He brought this up. He's been commenting, not recently, but within the last month, a little bit after last time we recorded. Whenever a post goes up, something suspect or whatever, he's been putting animate everything. And it's normally after like live action news. If Marvel and DC would just be like, if they just decide we're not doing any more live action movies, we're just going to do all animate. Like they're going to be not like Saturday morning cartoons, but they're going to be like movie quality animation stories and everything. Would you be okay with that, or do you want them to maintain a real life movie atmosphere, or are you good? Like if they never made another live action, would you be happy if everything was just?
I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that.
Why?
As long as they were good. Mm-hmm. I think you have more freedom. You have more freedom with animation. Mm-hmm. I don't know if the general masses would appreciate it. I think I would.
All right, going around.
They've found a way to screw it up though. So I don't know.
You think so? Animated?
Yeah.
Well, if they're going to try to mass market an animated thing, yeah, they're going to ruin it. But animation kind of lends itself to its own genre anyway. So, only people who are fans of it, who know the story material and everything are going to go to it. They're not going to go see Superman Returns, the animated version in the theater,
All right, I want to hear from Terrence and Mike, and then I have another question about that. What do you think about that, Mike? If they just animated everything.
I can see how for a fan, it'd be a good thing, but it wouldn't be as successful as it is now. Some people, cartoons are just for kids no matter what. I don't care how good the story is. It's a cartoon. They're not going to take it seriously. And I don't think it's just, I don't think it would be as big monetarily or globally. I don't think it would just have the biggest impact that it has now. It would just be more kids' cartoons with superheroes. That's what I think it would be.
Even if it was like adult oriented or like
some people are just gonna still call it a cartoon. Look at all the DC good movies that are out there. They're on Netflix or whatever. People don't even watch them. We watch them and we love them, but the casuals, as we call them, just gonna be cartoons. I don't see it.
So if you lose go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just don't see it. I just don't see them taking it as serious as they would if it was real people.
So if you lose the casuals and the studios aren't worried about the casuals, do you think that'll make the stories better for you? For me,
the stories would maybe better, but if you get rid of all them casuals and their paychecks, their dollars it's not gonna happen. You can't, I can see the argument both ways, but I just don't think it would be as successful without as a cartoon. I think the storytelling could be good and great. Yeah, I can see all that, but no, I don't see. I'd support it, but I don't see it being as big as important as it is now.
Okay, you kind of answered my next question. I'm gonna let Terrence talk a little bit about animating everything. Like, and it's not even just Marvel, but like think about Star Wars too. You put Star Wars in there, like you put Indiana Jones in there, whatever. Let's just talk about those big franchises. You got like we talk about Star Wars, talk about DC, talk about Marvel. I don't know what else you can put in there. But what do you think, Terrence?
First of all, I just want to say I think Mike made a really great point that you do need live action stuff because it's going to bring in the dollars that's going to allow you to keep producing the comics and the cartoons. Because without that, right now, like Marvel Comics wouldn't exist if they didn't have someone else backing. If they didn't have the corporate backing of of a giant corporation like Disney. That's why they got into all that trouble back in the '90s, and they had to get bought by the Toy Biz. So yeah, you do need a certain amount of casuals to kind of care about your IPs for your IPs to continue to exist. Otherwise, the comics that we love go away. That source material kind of goes away. So, but me personally, no, I don't believe in this animate everything strategy. I love animation and I love I love film. There's room for both. I think just if you think something, if a particular artist decides that something works better in one format or another, go with that. It's like with the Miles Morales movies, they found something that works for them. Somebody said, "Hey, let's do some Miles Morales movies with this animation style," and it's worked great. They've told some of the best Spider-Man stories ever put to screen. But you still got live action Spider-Man movies that are also good. So there's room for both. I think it's a case by case basis. If someone comes along and says, "Hey, I've got an idea for this story to be told through this medium, and well, here's my idea. Do you like it or not?" Go with that. Someone else has another idea, and they're able to convince the corporate honchos to go with that idea, and it works out. That's great. But I would never vouch for replace one thing with another, because I love both formats. I love film. I love animation. I would never supplant one with the other.
Okay. Because you guys kind of answered that. Because the next question was going to be, what if? There's going to be two questions actually. Like if the Snyder movies in DC, if they were all animated, would they be looked at differently instead of being compared to a live action movie? Like at the time, MCU and its prime was being compared to. And if go ahead, Jay, you was about to answer.
Oh no, I was just thinking about that. I don't know. I don't think Snyder's issue was. I don't think it was a issue of the platform he used. I think it was a storytelling method. I think he needed somebody to rein him in. Like he had a ton of good story ideas. He had a lot of world building ideas, but he just threw it all on the screen, and he didn't have a way to cut it down and streamline it and make it digestible for everybody. I think his eye cinematography, I think it's brilliant, but he doesn't have anybody to say, you know what, you can make this into a 2-hour movie. Let's try to rework the story so it's shorter and people will enjoy it. He's just like, no, I want to make this 5 hours. And, if it's not 5 hours, I'll cut it down and make it, release the 5-hour cut later. It's not going to work. We know it's a 5-hour movie. Cut to 2 hours. Let's try to make this a 2-hour movie.
Good point. Did you guys have anything else to say about that particular question? No? All right. The other question, if the MCU was animated from start, 2008 Iron Man to, let's just say, Endgame, and it was all animated. Well, like Mike kind of and Terrence kind of already answered saying that no, it probably would not have been as impactful. So you agree with them also, Rob?
Yeah, I do. I don't think it would be.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You can use the comparison for the animated DC films. Those are all really good. They have great world building, and they all kind of go with each other. But they didn't have the same kind of impact as the MCU does.
Gotcha. All right. I am at the end of the notebook here. Some things we can touch on another show. But did you guys have anything that's going on in your sectors of the multiverse, or even in real life?
No,
not really.
No, not really. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sound like
Don't bother watching the last season of the Star Trek Discovery because it sucks.
I'm trying to get the Spider-Man 2 on PlayStation 5, but I'm just not caring. I'm only like 3% in, and I just don't care. I don't care. I'm looking right at my PS5 right now. I'm like, I don't want to turn that shit off.
That was a good one.
I just don't want to play that game.
That was a good one.
They turned it into a chore.
Yeah.
Beep.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking this might be hopefully this will be a good outcome for all this crappy stuff that Hollywood's putting out. Mm-hmm. Maybe it'll inspire people to start making their own thing. Maybe we can get another George Lucas to come out of the ashes and show us something new and make a new IP that can, give us some more hope. Since all
outside
Rebel Moon.
Disney.
Yeah.
Oh my man.
That was. But what's crazy is the Acolyte is way worse than Rebel Moon. Way worse. And Rebel Moon sucked. Like,
I have some news for Terrence. I did finally get to Fallout, and that is pretty good. I'm just about. I took a break after episode 3, but I'm on episode 5 now, 5 or 6, and I'm actually realizing where I saw that girl before now. She was in Yellow Jackets, and
okay.
Yeah, she looked like a whole kid in that one, and she got eaten. And I remember she was the one who got eaten. But I was looking at her, I was like, oh yeah.
She was also Batista's daughter in that zombie movie he did.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I have to check that.
And she has the biggest anime eyes I've ever seen in my life.
It's so beautiful. Beautiful eyes. Yeah. I did download Fallout 4. It was free. PlayStation Network a little while ago, and I remembered that I had it, and I downloaded it the other day.
We should all download 76 and start a little multiverse clan or something.
Is that something you can do on there?
I think you can, right? Because it's an MMO, right?
I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah, I'm not 100%, but there's usually some form of that in one of those kind of games.
Yeah.
Damn. What was the name of that Zack Snyder movie now? I can't.
It was like
Night of the Living Dead. It was one of those Living Dead movies, right?
No, not Night of the Living Dead.
The Netflix one.
Yeah, the Vegas.
Oh, Rebel Moon.
No.
It was this Netflix zombie movie he did.
Yeah, they were like breaking into Vegas. There was a bunch of weird stuff. Like they were
breaking into a vault in a Vegas casino.
And it was like UFOs in it, and then it was like time travel. Like it was all these theories with the show, and then there was a sequel that had
Army of the Dead, right?
Army of the Dead.
Yeah. It had nothing to do with the previous one. It was just, I didn't hate the movie, but the zombies were like alive, and they were pregnant. Were they pregnant? Like, what
wasn't one of the zombies a robot?
The queen
robot
was pregnant. Yeah, there was robots. They never explained it. You just see the blue glowing eyes when someone would get shot. I had to read about that because they never fucking explained it.
Yeah, see, this goes into Jay's statement. He needs to be reined in. He was just like, let's make the zombies have robots, and they love each other. They have babies and UFOs and time travel. It's like, dude, they're fucking stealing money out of a bank. Like, this is what this is about.
So. Apparently, the whole idea with that was that the government had planted robot drones that looked like zombies just to kind of keep an eye on the zombies.
What?
So that's why those ones that would get shot and you'd see the blue eyes, they were government drones. But they never acknowledged that in the movie whatsoever. You just see blue glowing eyes, and you're just like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
Exactly. There's never like a passing mention of it whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
Oh, Zach.
Yeah. So it's okay to be creative, but like you said, you got to rein it in here. Yeah. So we gotta sell this, Zach. we gotta sell it. All right, so that is going to be it for our episode. This is a super chock full episode here, and we appreciate you guys being here. But we are all old men, and we need, well, not Rob. He's riding around in new hot rods delivered to his.
Yeah, I got my midlife crisis mobile.
Yeah, so we are out of here. So guys, be safe out here. Continue to read your comics and be nice to the casuals. And we'll see you next week, hopefully. And good night.
Peace.
See ya.
Peace.
Later.